Hi, I'm Liliana. I never thought my life would become a cautionary tale about money and family, but here we are. 10 years of 80-hour work weeks building my tech company had finally paid off when I sold it last month. The windfall, $12 million, was still surreal to me, which is why I hadn't told anyone yet. Not even my family. "Pass the gravy, Lil," my sister Vanessa said, barely looking up from her phone at our mother's Thanksgiving table. "Here you go." I slid the gravy boat across the table. "How's the boutique doing?" Vanessa sighed dramatically. "Struggling, as usual. Rent keeps going up, and I might have to close by spring unless something changes." She stared pointedly at me. "Some of us didn't get lucky in the business world." My brother Marcus snorted. "Maybe if you spent less on Instagram promotions and more on actual inventory management." "Nobody asked you, Mr. Community College Professor," Vanessa snapped. Mom placed her hand over Vanessa's. "Children, please. It's Thanksgiving." My phone buzzed. I glanced down to see an email from my financial advisor with investment portfolio in the subject line. I opened it without thinking. "Is that—" Vanessa had leaned over, her eyes widening as she glimpsed the 7-figure numbers on my screen. "What the actual— Lil? Are you sitting on millions?" The table went silent. I quickly locked my phone, but it was too late. "It's not what you think," I started. But Vanessa wasn't listening. "You've been holding out on us? While I'm about to lose my business? While Mom can barely afford her medications?" Her voice rose with each accusation. "That's not fair," I said. "I just sold my company. This literally just happened." Marcus leaned forward. "How much, Lil?" "Just out of curiosity." "She has $12 million, Vanessa announced, her voice sharp enough to cut glass. "I saw it clear as day on her phone." Mom gasped. "Liliana, is this true?" "Yes, but— And you weren't going to tell us?" Mom's eyes filled with tears. "Your own family?" "I was going to tell you when the time was right," I explained. "I'm still figuring things out myself." Vanessa's laugh was bitter. "Figuring out how to keep it all to yourself, you mean?" My childhood friend Rachel, who I'd invited because her parents were traveling, cleared her throat. "Maybe we should all take a breath? This seems like a private matter." "There's nothing private about family," Vanessa shot back. "When one of us comes into good fortune, we share. That's how it's always been." "My life-changing money?" I corrected. Marcus surprisingly nodded. "She's got a point, V. It's her company she built." "After Mom and Dad paid for her college?" Vanessa stood up. "Well, I had to drop out because there wasn't enough money for both of us. Don't you think I deserve something for that sacrifice?" Mom reached for my hand. "Sweetheart, no one's saying you have to give everything away. But surely you can spare some to help your sister save her business. And maybe help me with my medical bills?" I stared at my family, feeling a chill spread through me as I realized what was happening. They weren't happy for me. They were seeing dollar signs. "I need some air," I said, standing up and walking out to the porch, Rachel following close behind. "You okay?" she asked, closing the door behind us. "Did you hear them in there?" My voice shook. "They're acting like I owe them." Rachel sighed. "People get weird about money, Lil, especially family." "Vanessa already texted me." I showed her my phone screen. "She wants $2 million. $2 million. Just like that. Not even a congratulations first." "What are you going to do?" Rachel asked. I took a deep breath. "I'm going to find out exactly what they're saying behind my back. Then I'll decide." "She said what?" I stared at my cousin Tyler over coffee the next morning. Tyler stirred his latte uncomfortably. "Vanessa's telling everyone you promised to invest in her boutique years ago. That you're going back on your word now that you have the money." "That's completely fabricated," I said. "I never promised her anything." "Look, Lil," Tyler leaned forward, his voice dropping. "You should know they're meeting at your mom's house tonight, planning how to approach you as a united front." "Who's they?" "Vanessa, your mom, Marcus, and your Aunt Diane." I sat back, stunned. "Even Marcus? He seemed to be on my side yesterday." Tyler shrugged. Vanessa can be persuasive. She's been crying about losing her business, saying how you never supported her dreams while she supported yours. That's ridiculous. I loaned her $5,000 2 years ago that she never paid back. As Tyler left, my phone rang. It was Sam, my attorney friend from college. Hey, I got your message, Sam said. Family trouble? You could say that. I filled him in on the situation. Classic case of sudden wealth syndrome, Sam replied. Have they actually threatened you in any way? Not explicitly, but Vanessa keeps texting about what I owe the family. Document everything, Sam advised. Every text, email, conversation. Don't commit to anything and don't sign anything they put in front of you. After hanging up, I called Marcus directly. We need to talk. 2 hours later, we met at a local park. Are you really planning with Vanessa to pressure me into giving away my money? I asked without preamble. Marcus flinched. It's not like that, Lil. Then what's it like? Because Tyler told me about the meeting tonight. He sighed. Look, Mom really does need help with her medical bills. That part's legit. I would have helped Mom without anyone asking, I replied. But Vanessa wants $2 million for her failing business. $2 million? Marcus looked shocked. She told me she was just asking for startup funds for a new location, like maybe $50,000. I showed him Vanessa's texts. His eyes widened. Jesus, Lil. I had no idea. What else has she been saying? Marcus shifted uncomfortably. That you promised to fund her business in exchange for her dropping out of college so you could go. That you owe your success to her sacrifice. That never happened. Mom and Dad decided they could only afford to send one of us, and I had the better grades. Vanessa chose to drop out after one semester because she hated her classes. That's not how she tells it, Marcus said slowly. And Mom seems to remember it Vanessa's way too. They're rewriting history to justify taking my money, I said, the realization hitting me hard. What are you going to do? He asked. First, I'm going to find out what else they're planning. Will you help me? Marcus hesitated. They're my family too, Lily. So am I said quietly. And I deserve the truth. He nodded slowly. I'll go to the meeting. I'll let you know what they say. Later that evening, my phone buzzed with a text from Marcus. You should hear this yourself. I'm calling you now. Don't speak, just listen. I answered silently as he apparently slipped his phone into his pocket, the muffled voices of my family coming through. She's being completely selfish, Vanessa was saying, after everything we've done for her. Maybe we should just be happy for her, came Marcus's voice. Don't be naive, my Aunt Diane replied. Rich people have obligations to family. It's how things work. I just need her to sign this, Vanessa said. It's a simple investment agreement. Once she puts in the $2 million, we'll leave her alone. And what about my medical fund? Mom asked. We'll figure that out after, Vanessa assured her. First, we need to get her to agree to the investment while she's feeling guilty. I ended the call, my hands shaking with anger. I immediately dialed Sam. I need your help, I said. My family is plotting to get me to sign an investment agreement under false pretenses. What can I do? Don't sign anything, Sam said firmly. And I think it's time we set up a meeting with all of them present. Let me handle this. 3 days later, we all sat around my dining room table. Vanessa, Mom, Marcus, Aunt Diane, Sam, and me. Thank you all for coming, I began. I've asked Sam, who is my attorney, to join us because it seems we need to clear the air about my financial situation. We don't need lawyers for a family discussion, Vanessa interrupted, her smile not reaching her eyes. This is about helping each other, not legal mumbo-jumbo. Actually, Sam interjected, when investment agreements are being drafted without Miss Patterson's knowledge, legal counsel becomes quite relevant. Vanessa's smile faltered. What are you talking about? I placed my phone on the table. I heard everything at your planning meeting, Vanessa. The guilt trip, the manipulation, the investment agreement you wanted me to sign. Mom's eyes widened. You were eavesdropping on us? Marcus called me, I admitted. He thought I should hear what you were all saying behind my back. Vanessa whirled on Marcus, You backstabbing little… Enough. I slammed my hand on the table. I've heard all of you talk about what I owe you. Now you're going to hear me out. The room fell silent. Mom, I always planned to help with your medical bills. You didn't need to scheme with Vanessa for that. Mom had the grace to look ashamed. Vanessa, I continued, you dropped out of college because you wanted to, not as some noble sacrifice for me. You've rewritten history to justify your entitlement to my money. That's not true, Vanessa protested. Mom, tell her… Mom looked down at her hands. Things were complicated back then. They weren't complicated at all, I pressed. Dad's insurance covered most of my tuition. I worked 2 jobs for the rest. Nobody sacrificed their education for me. Vanessa's face flushed. So you're just going to hoard all your millions while my business fails? While your family struggles? I earned that money, I said firmly. 10 years of work. Where were you then, Vanessa? Did you offer to help me when I was struggling? That's different, she insisted. No, it's not. And this investment agreement you drafted? I held up the document Marcus had smuggled to me. It gives you complete control of the funds with no accountability. You ungrateful bitch, Vanessa hissed, standing up. After everything this family has done for you, what exactly have you done for me, Vanessa? I asked quietly. Aunt Diane stood up. This is getting us nowhere. Liliana, family helps family. It's that simple. I agree, I nodded, which is why I came prepared with my own proposal. I slid folders across the table. Mom, I'm setting up a medical trust to cover your healthcare costs. Marcus, I'm donating to your college's scholarship fund in your name. What about me? Vanessa demanded. I'll pay off the remaining lease on your boutique so you can close without penalty, I said evenly. But I won't fund a failing business model, and I won't give you millions because you feel entitled to it. Vanessa's face contorted with rage. She grabbed her water glass and threw it at me, the contents splashing across my face and shirt. You'll regret this, she snarled, grabbing her purse. This family will never forgive you. As she stormed toward the door, Sam quietly said, Miss Patterson, I should inform you that assault and threats are both recordable offenses. This entire meeting has been legally documented. Vanessa froze, then turned back with a venomous glare. You think you're so smart? Watch your back, Lil. Money can't protect you from everything. After she slammed the door, Mom began to cry. What have we done? This family is falling apart. You let Vanessa manipulate you, I said gently. All of you did. And now we're here. Marcus looked at me apologetically. I'm sorry, Lil. I should have stood up to her sooner. Aunt Diane just shook her head and followed after Vanessa. As they left, Sam turned to me. You know we have grounds for a restraining order after those threats, right? I nodded slowly. Let's see what happens next. 3 weeks later, I sat in the courthouse waiting room with Sam beside me. Nervous? Sam asked. A little, I admitted. I never thought I'd be filing legal action against my own sister. The harassment escalated to a point where you had no choice, Sam reminded me. The slashed tires, the defamatory social media posts, the middle-of-the-night phone calls, those aren't normal family disagreements. The door opened and Marcus slipped in, sitting beside me. Hey, I came to support you. Thanks, I squeezed his hand. How's Mom? Upset, confused. But I showed her the screenshots of Vanessa's threats. She understands why you're doing this. The bailiff called my name and we entered the courtroom. Vanessa sat on the other side with her attorney, shooting daggers at me with her eyes. After hearing both sides, the judge spoke. Miss Patterson, the evidence of harassment and threats presented here today is substantial. I'm granting the restraining order for 1 year. Miss Vanessa Patterson must maintain a distance of at least 500 feet and cease all contact. Vanessa stood up, her voice shaking. Your Honor, she's tearing apart our family over money. I was just trying to… Miss Patterson, the judge interrupted firmly. The court doesn't recognize entitlement to a sibling's assets as justification for harassment. You're lucky Miss Liliana Patterson didn't press criminal charges. Outside the courthouse, Rachel waited with coffee. How did it go? The restraining order was granted, I said, accepting the warm cup gratefully. What about the business stuff? She asked. Sam nodded. The cease and desist regarding the defamatory statements was also approved. She'll have to remove all social media posts claiming Liliana stole her business ideas. A week later, Marcus and I met at my favorite cafe. Have you heard from Vanessa? I asked. Marcus nodded. She's moving to Chicago. Says there's nothing for her here anymore. And Mom? Better. The medical trust you set up has been a huge weight off her shoulders. She asked me to tell you she's sorry for getting caught up in Vanessa's schemes. I stirred my coffee thoughtfully. Do you think she'll ever call me herself to say that? Give her time, Marcus advised. This has been hard on everyone. I never wanted any of this, I said quietly. All I did was work hard and succeed. That's the thing about success, Rachel said, joining us with her lunch. It reveals who's really happy for you and who just wants what you have. So what now? Marcus asked. Will you ever reconcile with Vanessa? I thought about Vanessa's venomous words, the harassment, the lies, the manipulation. No, I said firmly. Some bridges once burned should stay ashes. I'll always be her sister, but I won't be her bank or her victim ever again. And what about the money? Rachel asked. 12 million is a lot to figure out. I smiled for what felt like the first time in weeks. I'm starting a new company, a foundation actually, that helps female entrepreneurs who don't have family support. Women who, like me, had to build something from nothing. Marcus raised his coffee cup. To new beginnings, then. To boundaries, Rachel added. I clinked my cup against theirs. And to finding out who your real family is, sometimes it's not who you expected. What would you do if your family felt entitled to your success? Would you have handled it differently? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life stories like this one.